The ladies move on without key players Rosella Falcomer, Sally Nguyen, Adina Wickstrom, and of course, the program's all-time leader in digs, Kyla Wilkins.
You don't give up that amount of talent without having some glaring holes coming into this season. But look no further than Alex Bartman. She's coming into her third year here, setter for this team. 386 assists last season. That's an absurd number. Her talent, her leadership is going to really catapult this team into contention. And Julia Watson, we mentioned Falcomer and Wilkins. That's a whole lot of offense leaving this program. But Watson averaged 2.5 kills a set last year, and you got to imagine that statistic's only going to keep shooting up.
Yeah, her, Watson, Heaney will definitely be looked to for some veteran leadership, the fourth-year players on the team. And as you mentioned, Alex Bartman, third-year player, stepping up into the role as captain, so she'll be definitely another key player for the Hawks team this year.
Certainly some big shoes to fill, trying to take over Kyla Wilkins' captaincy, but Alex Bartman has the talent and has the character to really lead this team back into contention.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. This team will definitely look to build off that defensive identity they've built up over that last few years. And of course, they had that big streak that ended last year. They had that run of 11 straight OCAA gold medals, and of course the 155 consecutive OCAA league and playoff victories. And that all ended when they dropped a 3-0 match to St. Clair on November 10. The last loss before that, Adam, February 3rd, 2011, they dropped a 3-0 match to Nipissing. 2,565 days between losses.
Absolutely insane, that number. And I mean, like that's when you look at it, that's not just OCAA women's volleyball, that's OCAA sports in history. That's got to go down as one of the most amazing streaks of all time. And this program has really shot up to the top of the Canadian ranks when it comes to collegiate volleyball. And with 23 years of experience behind the bench and Chris Wilkins, you can't expect Humber's going to fade into obscurity anytime soon. They're lining up with quite the club this year.
Absolutely not. As we got to look at the Hawks getting ready in their huddle there as they prepare to take the court. And you mentioned Chris Wilkins. He's back for his 19th season as head coach. In that run, 13 OCAA titles, including 11 straight in that run, as we just mentioned. All OCAA records, 2009 CCAA Coach of the Year, and 5-time OCAA Coach of the Year.
One of the best in the biz. We just had a look at Montana Taylor on the screen. She's going to be doing the setting opposite for the Knights in this one. She's averaging 3.8 assists per set in the first 2 matches for the Knights on the season.
And we'll turn it over to Tyler Biggs for the PA announcement. That game.
Yeah, not something we saw last year, but that's a nice little pregame touch. Like to see the enthusiasm coming from the ladies in their home opener.
Yeah, possibly the new players making their presence known here. 6 in, 6 out with Carly Manella returning without any play time last year, so that's kind of a new player for the team.
Yeah, it's going to be these first few games of the season that are really going to start to shake out which one of these first-year players are really going to earn their spot in this rotation and get the playing time, and which will be more rotational players that will come in when needed. A lot of options, though, coming off that bench for the Hall of Famer, Chris Wilkins.
The setter from Uxbridge, Ontario, number 16, Alex Bartman. The middle from Toronto, Ontario, number 12, Cheyenne Williams. The right side from Burlington, Ontario, number 8, Julia Watson. And the left side from Ingersoll, Ontario, number 5, Emma Heaney. The head coach of your Hawks is Chris Wilkins. He's assisted by Mandy Doris and Kelly Nyhoff.
It's a new day, it's a new season, as this version of the Hawks prepares for OCAA title number 16.
Certainly a new look in this lineup with 2 first-year players, Alex LaChapelle and Cassidy Andrews, getting the start here. So Coach Wilkins definitely has some faith in these first-year players.
Hawks went 7-5-1 in the preseason, finished up strong though, winning their last 3, won bronze at the Knights Invitational, where they beat these Knights 3-2.
Starting off the first half of the Knights, number 8, Montana Taylor.
Montana Taylor serving first for the Knights. That one's tipped out. First point here to Humber.
Didn't take long. That's exactly the start they were looking for. Olivia
Now serving
Foley
for the Hawks, number 16,
getting up
Alex
there.
Bartman.
Bartman, the best server now, getting ready for the Hawks. Puts it up and right into the net.
Definitely some time for the Hawks here to kind of find their feet, not the serve I'm sure Bartman was looking for as their first touch as captain, but plenty of time to go.
Guys here, Bartman puts it up. It's over the net, and that's in.
Cassidy Andrews to the baseline.
Well, there's your first look at Cassidy Andrews, and so far so good.
First year playing, started off well here. Puts a serve up. Corralled by the Knights. Through, that's tipped out by the Hawks. We're tied back at 2.
Give some credits by the Hawks there. Timed that block well, but off the fingertips it goes and out of bounds for the second Knights point.
Maddie Burke stepping out for the Knights. Maya Nicholson getting ready to serve. It's up corralled. Soft tip over. Humber wasn't prepared for that. Knights lead 3-2.
Tough play there for Bartman. Found herself in no women's land. Kind of went up there. That ball dropping right on top of the net, and it's the Knights who were able to get the hand on it.
Nicholson with the serve again. Put up LaChapelle. Miscontrolled that one. Will be another point for Niagara.
Yeah, some communication failure there. The veteran Bartman and the rookie LaChapelle just kind of got signs mixed up there.
Let's see if they can rebound. Nicholson with the serve once again. Put up. Chance here for the Knights to bring that one back. Soft tip. Put it back. It's over. Hawks controlling it. Soft tip over the net. Point there for the Hawks.
Hawks got lucky there. Their first possession, they sent it over in 1. Gave the Niagara Knights a free ball, but nice work by Watson to recover.
Great work by Watson to get Humber back within one. Foley getting ready to serve here. Taking your time. It's over, and it's in.
Foley.
Service ace for Olivia Foley.
Picture perfect ace for Foley there. That one just crossed over the net by a hair and dropped right in front of the Knights libero.
And not much that could have been done there by Berg. Foley getting ready again.
Never in a rush when she's on that service line.
No timer in this game. Controlled here by the Knights. Up and over, corralled by the Hawks. Another miscommunication there for Humber, putting the Knights back on top.
Chris Wilkins can't be too pleased with this. That was a nice first touch by Bartman, put it right where it needs to be, but no one's home. An uncharacteristic start for the Humber Hawks.
Chance here for Natasha Desjardins. Well, that serve is long. Tie game.
LaChapelle and Cassidy Andrews, the two first years, making good on that communication, made eye contact and called that one out before either of them got a touch on it.
Julia Watson, chance to serve here. It's up, stays in bounds. Controlled by Niagara. Put over. That's gonna go in. Knights on top 6-5.
Yeah, I think that just barely grazed the fingertip of a Hawk. Good enough for the Knights to take the lead.
Annika Haberstock with the serve here. From Vernon, BC. Lands in there. Hawks can't do much with that one.
Cassidy Andrews going down to the floor, trying to dig that one. Unable to do so as a service ace. Puts a 2-point lead on the board here.
Each team with the service ace on the board now. Haberstock trying to extend this Niagara lead. Controlled by Humber. Put up over the net. Great play there. Cheyenne Williams making your presence known on this team.
Williams in her third year, spent her first 2 years of eligibility with the rival Sheridan Bruins. Always nice to see a player go from the powder blue to the navy blue and yellow.
Yeah, just came a little bit north. Looks like she's making the right decision. Controlled there by Niagara, kept up. Again, another miscommunication by the Hawks front line.
Gonna have to get things sorted out here. A lot of well-placed sets just hitting the floor.
Yeah, it's the third time now, and still early in this one. It's the first game, so Hawks will have a chance to clean that up. This one controlled. Big play there, blocked, just kept up. Return, another big block. Point for Humber. They're back within one.
And if nothing else, that's a confidence booster for Cheyenne Williams, getting up there with Bartman on the block.
Get another look at that play. Set up there by Bartman. Big block there. Could have been a double hit there, it wasn't called. A scramble to be returned, but Humber just returned it back. Another big block there.
Denied by Humber.
It's a tie game once again for Humber as they've clawed back into this one.
A little bit of a sluggish start for these Hawks in their home opener. Really starting to turn things on here, though. Back-to-back blocks, starting to get this gym fired up.
We know that volleyball is that game where really you get that one run that's usually enough to carry you for the set. Humber trying to take care of that here. Soft play over the net, Hawks returning it. Set up over the net. Free play here for the Knights. Big block there, it's kept up. Blocked there by the Knights front line. They'll try and set it up. Another block there by the Humber Hawks, and they're up by one.
Desjardins looked right in the face of two Humber Hawks and maybe heard those footsteps as she fired that one right into the net.
Chance here for Cheyenne Williams. Soft toss over the net. Humber was onto that one, though.
Nice play by Foley.
Kept up. That's going to be a violation point for Niagara. Tied at 9.
Playing a little too loosely around the net were the Hawks. Gonna get the whistle on that one.
It's been a back and forth affair to start this first set. No one really running away with things as of yet. Serve is up by Montana Taylor. Big block there by that front line. It'll land out, point for the Hawks.
Andrews off the block.
Love to see that veteran leadership by Emma Heaney. She made the call on that one off the block. Ball heading across the boundary line.
Alex Bartman, chance here to serve. Over the net. Can't be returned. Another service ace.
Madeline Berg put that right into teammate Desjardins. Niagara Knights with some friendly fire. Not a pretty point, but Humber sure will take it.
Back on top, trying to extend that lead. Corralled by the Knights. Set up over, blocked. Kept in. Big block there. Knights trying to control things. Set up, and a soft toss for the point.
A nice set and a better finish. Mia Nicholson just getting a fingertip on that one, drops it straight down as we have another look.
Bit of a tough play there. Couldn't really control it. Serve is in. Bartman sets it up. And a nice play there by Foley to get the point.
Foley.
I'd really like to watch Olivia Foley work so far in this game, going into her second year, a little more confidence behind her. You see her having a lot of communication with her left and right side hitters. Like to see that.
Great play there. Cassidy Andrew gets a service ace there, as that ball just couldn't be controlled by the Knights.
Seems as though the Hawks are starting to get their legs under them here, playing a lot tighter game.
Knights set it up. Soft toss. Controlled there by the libero. Bartman puts it up. Blocked there. They'll try it again. Another play there. That's blocked. And a point there for the Knights as Watson couldn't get it over.
Really like the idea here. We've seen a little bit of first game jitters perhaps out of some first year players. Why not feed Julia Watson? I mean, she was one of your better offensive players last year coming into this season. She's someone you're going to lean on even more. Why not get the ball towards her as much as possible?
Her and Heaney sure to get the bulk of those balls at the front line. Set up there, soft play at the net. That'll be another point for the Knights, and they're back within one.
Bartman doing everything she could on that one, trying to dig it out. That's a play we might have seen Kyla Wilkins made last year.
Maya Nicholson, her second serve in a row. That's going to go long. Hawks back on top by 2.
Certainly been back and forth, but feels like we're flying through this first set. Both sides working quickly.
And no real large rally so far in this first set, as Olivia Foley gets ready to serve once again. Put up just over the net. Net violation, and that's going to be a point for Humber.
A poorly judged first touch for the Knights will result in the 15th point for the Humber Hawks on the night, as they're 10 points away from closing out set 1.
3 points up on Niagara in the first set. Foley the serve.
She's had some beauties tonight.
Kept up. Niagara serves it right back. And they're back within 2.
That was an absolute rocket. Probably the nice possession of the day for the Knights. They're going to look for more of that. Had a hard time with this Humber Hawks front line.
Natasha Desjardins puts up the serve, just makes it over the net. Kept up by the Hawks. Shine Williams couldn't get it over. And don't look back, but those Knights are just behind by 1.
Everybody bunched up at the net there for the Hawks. Just all falling on top of each other, and the ball drops down 6 feet away.
All smiles for the players on the court for the Knights. Still in this one. Kept inbound. It's Bartman, sets it up for Williams. Just kept alive. Nice try it themselves. Kept up. Set up here. Big play for Foley. That's going to be deflected out of bounds. A point for the Hawks.
That's what Julia Watson does best. So we take another look as that ball sails out after the tip.
Great play by her there. Watson to serve. Step here. Big play kept alive. Returned back, and that's going to be deflected out of bounds.
And that's exactly what you're looking for to Cassidy Andrews, coming up with that big strike all the way from the back court, showing what she's capable of. She starts to really seem to be getting comfortable in this game.
Another serve here. There's a play there at the net, kept alive.
Great reaction time by Bartman.
Set up there by Taylor. Just fluttered over the net.
What a dig by Watson.
How did she get a hand on that one? Ball's still alive here, and Knights will try it again. That's gonna go long. Another point for Humber, up by 4. That's the biggest lead of this set.
Maybe the nicest rally we've seen as well of a timeout by the Niagara Knights. And that point, all for defense. That Bartman dig, a couple plays off the net. Obviously the big kills look pretty, but they all count the same on the scoreboard.
And a beautiful couple defensive plays there. As we mentioned, Humber's defensive identity coming into this one, still very much alive. So we gotta look at the ladies during their timeout. And a perfect timeout here taken by the Knights as the set was starting to slip away from them a little bit. They're gonna have to try and regroup here.
Head coach Steve Dow for the Knights in his first year, but he sure knows what he's doing. 4-point lead now for the Hawks. Time to, settle the troops, talk things over. What adjustments can we make as we come into the closing of set 1? And for the Humber Hawks, definitely a new look on the bench. I mean, gone is Dean Wiley and Rachel Dubelhan. In comes Kelly Nyhoff and Mandy Doris, and who better to step in for this program than Nyhoff, a Humber Varsity Hall of Famer, a 3-time All-Canadian. Safe to say she knows a little bit about the game of volleyball.
She may know her thing or two, which is what made her stand out for head coach Chris Wilkins.
From 2010 to 2013, a All-Canadian for this Humber women's volleyball program. Great to have Nyhoff now on the coaching squad.
It's up there, soft tip over the net. Kept alive there, Lapel puts it up. Knights got it. They're just gonna have to toss it over. Free play here for the Hawks. It's up there, Williams puts it up, that's deflected out of bounds. Humber up by 5.
And Williams.
Niagara better watch out. This connection between Bartman and Cheyenne Williams starting to get going. They're starting to build that chemistry. Could be trouble here for the Knights.
Serve is good. Can't be controlled by Desjardins. And the Hawks are in the home stretch now, taking this first set.
Yeah, Desjardins will try to laugh that one off. Not the spot you want to take it, right off the shoulder.
Watson getting ready to serve again. Desjardins puts it up. Set up there by Taylor. It's over. Hawks have it. Set up there by Bartman. Big play there by Heaney. That's another point for the Hawks.
Heaney with the kill.
Emma Heaney, one of 2 fourth years, has another timeout by Steve Dow. And for Heaney, that's exactly what you're looking for. Herself and Julia Watson really is going to be the catalyst of this offense for the Hawks. And so far, so good. They've been dominant.
They've been playing real well in those outside hitting roles. Cheyenne Williams really has been bringing things together, playing in the most 6'1". They could definitely use some of that size. Only her, Kirsten Osich are the players for the Hawks that are 6 foot and over.
Definitely not the biggest team in the OCAA, but some we're seeing more and more, not just in volleyball, but even basketball, where size doesn't always dictate your skill level. It's more about the athleticism that they bring. And make no mistake, this Humber Hawk side is awful athletic. We've seen some of the digs and defensive things they're capable of. Offensively, now they're starting to get things going, especially Cheyenne Williams. And for Chris Wilkins, probably not the start he was looking for, but slowly but surely, it seems like the engine's heating up.
Yeah, Hawks have definitely found their footing these last few plays, and Chris Wilkins definitely has to like what he has seen. Coming out of the timeout now. Hawks 4 points away from taking this set. Watson's serve is good. Kept up by Desjardins. Sit up there. Fluttered over the net. Kept alive by her. Barber just threw it back. Kept up by the libero Berg. Once again, toss back. Free play here for the Hawks. Barman's soft toss. Nice little rally here. Violation there will be point for the Hawks.
And that's something you don't see too often. Alex Bartman got the 3rd touch on that possession. Usually she's taking that 2nd one, setting up the outside hitters, but made a pretty good play there. Just popping one over the net.
Yeah, definitely not looking out of place in that outside hitter role, even though she's usually a setter. put up there by Desjardins, kept alive by the Hawks. It's tossed back over. They can't make a play with it. Hawks 2 points away from taking it.
Cassidy Andrews once again in that backcourt. Seemed like she wanted to put that power on the ball, and then at the last second, you see here, just kind of holds up, lets that one roll off the palm and drop in front of the center of this Niagara Knights defense.
Brooke Parks checking in for the Knights. Annika Haberstock's out.
Look out.
Landing right in front of us in the broadcast booth. Another point for the Hawks, just 1 point away now from taking it.
Put me down the stat sheet as one touch this game. Get involved any way necessary.
Commentating is a dirty job sometimes. Gotta be prepared.
Trying to get noticed by these Wilkins brothers.
Watson once again getting ready to serve. There's a whistle. Gets ready, puts it up. Just makes its way over the net. Set up there. Big block right into the net. Knights couldn't do anything, and that will do it. Hawks taking the first set, 25-14.
And who better to wrap up this set than Alex Bartman and Cheyenne Williams. Two of the real studs in step number one for the Hawks. And it seems as though early in this season, they're going to really provide a pretty formidable duo when it comes to getting to that net for the Hawks.
And the Hawks, as we mentioned off the hop, a little slow to start off this set, but really found a rhythm later on. Ended up turning that into an 11-point victory in that first set, 25-14.
Yeah, we saw the Hawks not really usually being their dominant self in the preseason, drop some games there, but that's understandable. We mentioned 6 new faces coming into this lineup. That's a huge turnover, even for the most experienced of coaches. So it may take a game or two for this team to really start firing on all cylinders, but set one, that's an indication for the rest of their year. They're going to be awfully competitive.
Especially when we talk about getting a new player in a key role. Kyla Wilkins out in that libero, and first-year player LaChapelle stepping in and not looking out of place.
Yeah, certainly. Kyla Wilkins, a West Division All-Star last year, second-team libero. You look at her digs numbers, and that's really all you need to see out of her defensively. So for a first-year player, Alex LaChapelle trying to step up into that lineup. Wilkins, the whole family, I mean, is volleyball legends as far as here as Humber. So for LaChapelle to come into this and really try to be the lubricant of this offense and feed up those big inside hitters, it's going to be a big role, but she's been awfully good so far. Been pretty strong with those first touches.
Been pretty great setting things up, getting things going for Bartman to set things up for that front line. Cheyenne Williams, Emma Heaney, and Julia Watson, and Olivia Foley all looking solid there on that front line.
Yeah, Olivia Foley kind of operated as one of those rotational players for Chris Wilkins last year, but seems as though she's going to see a big uptick in playing time, and so far it looks like an awfully good thing. She's been really strong.
Can't complain so far. Hawks will be looking to build off that strong end of the first set. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going off here in the second. We'll see if the Hawks make any substitutions here, but I have a feeling it will be those same 7 that we saw in that first set.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but we'll see what Chris Wilkins has in store. His starters have performed well. Pretty comfortable set one victory. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get a few fresh legs into the game, but initial view looks about it's the same old, same old.
Hawks ready to start off this second set. Already on the court are their starters. Knights leaving their huddle. We should be good to go.
And for Niagara, so important they get off to a quick start in this set. Maybe a service run would do a whole lot of help, but they can't let the Hawks get into the driver's seat too early, because once they are, they just start to cruise.
Starting off the second set for your Hawks, number 16, Alex Bartman.
Familiar bunch on the court for the Knights and the Hawks. Alex Bartman getting ready to serve. Third-year player and team captain this year. Taken there by the Knights, will be returned. It's kept up. Bartman just gonna have to throw it back. Free play here for the Knights. Set up, big play. Still got it. Once again, Hawks just have to turn it back.
Couple free balls for the Knights.
Just over the net. And diving for that one was Julia Watson, but she just couldn't keep it alive.
Sneaky, sneaky Desjardins just pushing that one over with the volley. Julia Watson read it well and kind of had that first jump, but just couldn't net stretch those fingers for the pancake dig.
Knights gain the first point of the second set. Bartman sets it up, big play, that's blocked on the net. That's gonna land out of bounds. A lucky play there for the Hawks.
With the kill.
Big play there by Cassidy Andrews.
She has so much velocity behind those balls. I mean, when that block comes, a lot of times it's gonna be bouncing out of bounds, just like we've seen there.
And a service ace there by Cassidy Andrews. First-year player, not bad.
Pretty good way to make a name for yourself with the performance she's putting on. She's been given an opportunity to start for Chris Wilkins, and look at that, she's earning it.
Another one.
That one just finds the line. Another service ace. Make it back-to-back for Cassidy Andrews. Controlled here by the Knights. Put up, blocked at the net. Having trouble, they bobbled that one around. 4 straight points here for Humber.
Foley and Watson getting up there. And these Hawks are really getting going right where they left off in set number 1.
Andrews gonna try and continue this momentum. Blocked at the net. Watson couldn't get to that one.
Chris Wilkins went up to her and gave a little, hey, did you get that one? But a smile and a shake of the head by Julia Watson. That one just dropped in an inch or two in front of her.
Niagara's gonna try and cut into this Humber lead even further. Montana Taylor with the serve. Bartman sets it up. Watson is kept alive. Got that one through the block. Kept alive, just gonna be thrown back. Free ball here. Big block, that goes right through the fingers and will be a point for the Knights.
Desjardins getting it done for the Knights. We knew she would really be the offensive spark coming into this game for Niagara. She's been fairly quiet, has gone up against a formidable front line of the Hawks, but getting it done there.
This set, much like that last one, a lot back and forth to begin it. Misplay there by Cassidy Andrews, and we're all tied at 4.
Andrews certainly went on a run. Nice kill, a couple service aces, but the first touch there, not what she was looking for.
Taylor with the serve again. Set it here, put over. That's gonna fly out of bounds, and the Knights lead 5-4.
Like the thought process there by Andrews, trying to go cross court and find some open floor, but just push that one a little wide.
Montana Taylor once again a chance to serve. She's her team's best setter. Bartman puts it up. Watson. That's going to be deflected out of bounds. The Hawks tie it right back up.
Watson showing the definition of a cross-court kill. Fires that one in with authority.
Not much the Knights could have done there. Olivia Foley with a chance to serve.
Hawks went up quickly 4-1. Now a 5-5 game. This is looking like deja vu of set 1.
Big block there.
Denied by the Hawks.
So a point once again for the Hawks.
Watson and Williams. Nice time on the block there. So we'll get on the replay, them taken to the skies. Love to see the synchronicity out of both blockers getting up at the same time.
Olivia Foley puts it up. Knights having trouble with this one. They just flutter it over, kept alive. Cheyenne Williams keeps it up. Watson for the kill, and it's in.
Julia Watson.
That's
down the
exactly
sideline.
what you're looking for out of your veteran leaders. Bartman with the dig. A great play made. Cheyenne Williams knowing what to do with it. Get her over to your big hitter, Watson, and she makes absolutely no mistake blowing it by Berg.
That'll give Foley another chance at serve here. Put up, controlled. Big block of the net. Another point for the Hawks.
Denied by Humber.
It appeared as though Emma Heaney was the one to get a hand on that one, but once again, Cheyenne Williams getting involved. She's really been active on the net so far for the Hawks in set 2.
Another serve here for Foley. She's made good in her last few. Misplay at the net there for the Knights. Hawks up now, 9-5.
Mia Nicholson for the Knights there just threw her hands up, knew that ball was going to land on top of the net. Hawks get first touch, and Hawks get the point. And for Niagara, they really need to get Olivia Foley off the service line. She's going on a run.
She'll get another shot here. Just makes it over, kept up. Big kill attempt there, blocked at the net. Knights scrambling, they'll just have to toss it back. Free ball here. Bartman setting up. Cheyenne Williams, a soft touch, didn't work. Knights keep it up. Kill attempt there. They're onto that play at the net. It's gonna land on the Humber side, and the Knights are back on the board.
Nice work to stop that run by the Knights. Another ball that was headed right towards the top of that white tape, and Watson just a little unsure with the touch.
Kristen Udman with her first serve of this set. Barman sets it up. Play at the net. Point there for the Knights.
I believe that violation charged to Emma Heaney. Got her arms entangled with the bottom of the net there.
Udman another chance to serve here. Barman sets it up for Cheyenne Williams. Kept up. Big chance here for the Hawks. Barman sets up for Williams again. Soft touch, can't keep it alive. Hawks up 10-7.
With the kill.
Finally, Cheyenne Williams, she's had plenty of touches, just really hasn't got the bounces to go her way. A big smile on her face there as she finally gets the kill.
The import from Sheridan, making her presence known here, playing real well. Kept up there, nice play there. Knights get the point.
A nice looking left-handed touch there to get the point for the Knights. Didn't think the Hawks saw that coming.
Maya Nicholson a chance now to serve. Barman setting it up. Big play there, and a big kill for Emma Heaney.
Heaney to the baseline.
Emma Heaney, not really known as one of the big hitters for this club, but she could really provide so much offensively. Definitely capable of putting up some points. And when it comes to depth scoring, can't get much better than a fourth-year veteran.
Definitely be looked to as one of those major point scorers this year. Just kept alive. Bartman sets it up. Big block at the net there. Andrews couldn't get it across.
Niagara Knights started to find this game here. They found themselves behind all set, but definitely have stayed in that rear view mirror. Nice work by them, just staying in striking distance.
Natasha Desjardins with the serve here. Gets that one over the net. Bartman sets it up. Big play there. Cassidy Andrews did make a mistake on that one and gets the kill.
So much velocity behind these strikes of Cassidy Andrews. You see how far she brings that arm back.
Cheyenne Williams here with the serve. And that one's deflected out of bounds by Natasha Desjardins. Hawks back on top by 4.
First year on the team for Cheyenne Williams, but I'm really liking the chemistry she brings to this club. Seems like every play she has a big old smile on her face, giving pats of encouragement to all her teammates. Nice to see her come over for the Bruins and really embrace being a Humber Hawk.
That one inbounds, and the Knights are back on the board here in the double digits.
Cheyenne Williams get a check out of this one. Libero LaChapelle back in.
LaChapelle from not too far, Ajax, Ontario. Bartman sent it up. Soft play at the net. Knights onto that one.
Showing the versatility.
Let's return right back. Bartman's gonna set it up. Who's gonna get it? That was Heaney with it, and that's a point for the Hawks.
Emma Heaney.
Heaney standing at 5'10", but playing like a 6-footer. Coming all the way up from that back court and unloading one to the back line of the Knights.
And this won't be fun for Niagara. Alex Bartman on the service line. We know she can really do some damage there.
Good luck
Kept up. Just thrown back, and a little bit of a miscue there by the Hawks. Gives the point to the Knights.
More often than not, it's been LaChapelle going for those first touches, and she thought she had the one there. The smart play would have been to leave it to Emma Heaney behind her, but likely with the lack of communication, maybe didn't know that her teammate was standing right behind her.
That's still set 2 of game number 1, I should say, so a lot of time to wrinkle out those kinks. TM Nguyen stepping in here for the serve. Bartman sets it up, soft play. And a nice play there and earned the point.
Olivia Foley, we've seen so much power coming from the front line of Humber. That time, a little finesse. Just finding that open middle of the court of the Knights and dropping it in beautifully.
Still a close one here in the second set. No timeouts called yet. That one's gonna miss. Substitution here. Cassidy Andrews checking out for Haley Henderson. Henderson in her second year. They'll have to return this one. Taylor on the line. That one's gonna miss. Hawks get it right back.
Haley Henderson bringing a little bit of experience into this Hawks lineup going into her second year. And how about that performance by Cassidy Andrews as we saw her check out. Now LaChapelle, the other first year checking out. Awfully impressive so far. Chris Wilkins has to like what he's seen out of his fresh faces.
Yeah, they earned those starting spots for a reason. This program here isn't just going to hand those to anybody. And a big point there for the Hawks. Back on top by 5.
Cheyenne Williams getting it done. First year on the Hawks, third year in the OCAA.
Olivia Foley back on the service line. Trying to extend the Humber lead. Big play at the net, that was blocked. Knights were scrambling, and that's gonna be another point for Humber. 6-point lead, biggest of the set.
Cheyenne Williams knew it right away, looked directly at the ref as yet another timeout called by head coach Steve Dow for the Knights.
A much needed timeout here for the Knights. This set was starting to slip away from them.
Certainly similar to set 1, they kept it tight, kept it close, but just later on, the Hawks just really started to take over. Now a 6-point lead, a well-timed timeout for the first-year head coach.
These Hawks certainly playing like the well-oiled machine that we're used to. Trying to build off. Was a little bit of a disappointing season last year. Came up empty when it came to medals. Not what they're used to after that 11 straight gold medal run.
That's the thing, when all you do is win, as soon as you have a couple losses on the record, it feels like a little bit of a letdown, but all in all, a pretty good season, 2018 for the Humber Hawks. Ended up losing that bronze medal OCAA match to the Durham Lords to finish 4th in the province. A little bit different from that gold medal they're used to, but they got their eyes back on the prize this season.
Hawks certainly one of the big contenders for that big OCAA prize, and another notch here for Bannerville if they get it.
Certainly, this program has been one of the shining lights for Humber varsity. Going all the way back. You go back decades, women's volleyball has been the cream of the crop, and they're trying to stay right there.
Certainly one of the big ticket attractions here. This could be a point there for Humber. Olivia Foley getting another shot.
In for the Knights, number 1, Brooke
Substitution
Parks.
here. Brooke Parks in.
First year outside hitter for the Knights.
Trying to change things up here, looking for a different outcome. Olivia Foley, the serve.
She's had some good runs on that service line, trying to go on another.
Just tipped over the net. Bartman keeps it up to Foley. Watson, the big hit, kept alive. Kept up there by Taylor. Turned back, Hawks with it. Big play there by Heaney, kept up. It's gonna be a tough play at the net. Gonna trickle out of bounds and a point for the Hawks, and they're in the home stretch here of this second set.
Good eye by Watson, just letting that one go.
Another timeout called by the Knights as they really need this one. This one slipping away big time for the Knights.
You call a timeout with a 6-point deficit, and then sure enough, the next 2 points don't go your way as well. So another timeout for Steve Dow. And I see why. I mean, that was a pretty extended rally, but it was all Hawks. It was first touch, set, kill attempt. First touch, set, kill attempt. The Niagara Knights really had anything going. They're playing in response of the Humber Hawks. It's the Hawks that are dictating the pace of this play.
Knights would need to go on some run to end up coming away with this set. Down 8. Need to go on a 13-3 run to take this set.
Easier said than done. It's tough even to say it.
Certainly these Hawks not used to giving up runs like that too often. Olivia Foley will get another shot at serve here. She's been dangerous from that position all night.
Absolutely, with the usual suspects on the floor. Don't expect point 25 to take too long.
Kept up here. Taylor, return back now. Set up here, Bartman for Williams. That's gonna miss a point for the Knights.
Just barely. A couple members of the Hawks started to throw up their hands in celebration, but Cheyenne Williams got all of it. Maybe just a little too much of it.
It's a little too much air under that ball. Brooke Parks getting ready to serve here for the Knights. Bartman setting it up. Watson, that's blocked right at the net. Bartman tried to keep it up. Watson just gonna have to throw it back. Free ball here for the Knights. Blocked there, Watson couldn't keep it up. The Knights have got a couple of points in a row now.
Give credit by the Hawks even keeping that one alive. A great scramble. But then the Williams-Watson connection just coming up a little bit short.
Knights are gonna try and keep this roll going. Makes it over the net. Bartman's gonna set up Williams. It's kept up. Big play there. Watson's just gonna have to return it. Free ball here. Partially blocked the net. Bartman's gonna keep it up. Set up. Heaney with it over. It's gonna be deflected out of bounds, and another point for the Hawks. Stopping that 2-0 run.
Cross court kill.
Set by LaChapelle there. Awfully nice to put it to the net, and no mistake on the kill attempt.
Bartman and Watson checking out of this one. That's Haley Henderson in the game right now. And getting ready to serve Lauren Schneider.
Schneider had some limited opportunities last year. Now a chance to really step into her own role and solidify her place on this Hawks team.
Will likely be one of those first players off the bench, but puts that first serve right into the net. Niagara within 6.
And for the Knights, number 4, Taylor Morrison.
It's tough when your first touch of the game is coming on the service line.
Taylor Morrison getting ready to serve for the Knights. Just checked into this one. Controlled there by LaChapelle. Williams got it over. Knights scrambling. They'll just toss it back. LaChapelle again. Gets it over to Williams. Big kill there.
Williams.
Hawks up by 7 now. 3 points away from taking this set.
Like the look of that set coming off the hand of Lauren Schneider. Just a low one, just clearing the net there as we take another look. The quick touch, and Williams making no mistake. We've seen her go with that finesse move a few times, now going back to the well with the power.
Heaney got the serve across. Nice trying to get it up. Soft touch. Big play there by Henderson. Just a little long though.
Shrug of the shoulders for Haley Henderson. The only thing she thought of was giving it 100% power.
Natasha Desjardins getting ready to serve. Up and over, but a little too far. Hawks just 2 points away.
And all of a sudden, we're starting to see this chemistry. The communication is coming. They're yelling out on those long services. All of a sudden, the engine is purring in this sports car.
Cheyenne Williams was there with the serve, got it across. Tough play there. Lauren Schneider went to go dive for it, but missed.
Yeah, a lot of open floor in the middle of that Hawks defense there. Nice work by the Knights just to drop one right in.
Aberstocking ready to serve from Vernon, BC. Up there by Heaney. Schneider sets it up. Big play there at the net by Henderson. Hawks are just 1 point away from taking this set, going up 2-0.
This set stayed awfully close in the beginning, but Hawks have pulled away for it. A couple timeouts by Steve Dow, not enough to stop the bleeding.
Bartman, Watson checking back into this one. Schneider checking out.
Chris Wilkins just getting Bartman a little bit of a breather. Can't imagine she'll be spending too much time on the bench this season.
Definitely wanted her serve there. Kept alive by LaChapelle. Bartman sets it up for Watson. That's blocked. Look at another shot at here. Bartman sets it up again. Partially blocked at the net in that Henderson play, but they get it in. And the Hawks take the second set, 25-17.
Too much to handle for Haley Henderson. At least if you're the Knights. Fires that in with authority and a pretty convincing second set win for the Knights. Or apologies for the Hawks as they're starting to really control this game.
Hawks finishing up both those sets real strong. Should be an interesting look for this third set as Niagara just looking for answers, trying to claw their way back into this game.
Plenty of energy inside the Hawks nest for this home opener. T-shirts being tossed out to the home faithful.
It's T-shirt time here at the Hawks nest. Always a fun time here at the Humber Gymnasium. Always a great crowd and always going to be a great game. We know that for sure.
Can't recommend enough that you tune in to the Hawks Sports Network for all the varsity games, but nothing's better than coming down to the Hawks Nest for a live game, taking it in with the student crowd, family, friends. Always a good time, especially when the Hawks are up like they are now.
Certainly a great atmosphere as we get a look at the Hawks huddle. Chris Wilkins has got to be happy with his team's performance finishing up those last two sets. He's not even in there. I think he knows that they already know what the game plan is. They know what to do.
Yeah, it appears as though it's Kelly Nyhoff giving him a talk, and why not? She's been in this situation so many times.
We gotta look back there at the Knights.
And for the Knights, it's going to be tough. What adjustments can he make? They're not really playing sloppy volleyball by any means. They're making the plays they have to make. They're making the high percentage sets. It's just they seem a little bit overmatched here.
Yeah, certainly a problem that a lot of Humber opponents face, especially when they come into the Hawks nets, can be a tough atmosphere for opposing teams.
And for the Niagara Knights, they knew on paper what was going to happen coming in here. 23-0 all-time are the Hawks against Niagara. Knights have never been able to overcome the powerhouse Hawks. And that goes for teams across the OCAA, especially with that 7-year run that they're fresh off of. No team really expects to come to North Campus and take an easy win off of these Humber Hawks.
Niagara facing what could be their first loss of the season. Came into this one with a 2-0 record with road wins, 3-2 versus Cambrian. And they swept Boreal 3-0 in their barn.
That win, 5-setter against Cambrian, was the first win in the career of Steve Dow, and he said it was a little bit of a tough day for the ladies, but they spent the entire day on the bus traveling to Cambrian and then had to play that night. And that Cambrian team is awful athletic, awful scrappy, really forces you to play their game. He said he was awful proud of his team to collect that victory in that one, especially on a travel day.
Look at the Hawks there, trying to finish this one off. Finish those first two sets real strong after it was looking like they would be back and forth affairs.
See the first year Hannah Petkoff dancing, and why wouldn't you be? It's your first game officially as a Humber Hawk, and your team's up big, 2-0.
Leading off the third set for the Knights is number 8.
Montana Taylor will get first serve here. trying to get things going for her Knights. Return back. Almost accidentally, Berg puts it up. Big play there. Natasha Desjardins went for the kill and got it.
Foley and Andrews went up for the block on that one, but that ball squeezes right in the middle of them.
Taylor will get another shot here. Her team's best setter. So Bartman sets it up. Foley gets it across. Bit of an awkward play at the net, but the Hawks get the point.
It ain't pretty, but it'll tie this one up. Olivia Foley doing just enough to let that drop in on the Knights side.
Alex Bartman, first chance at serve here in the third set. That goes long. Niagara retakes the lead.
The captain known for her service aces, but that time just getting a little away from her.
Brooke Parks, her first chance at serve in this third set. Just makes it over the net. Bit of a misplay there by Andrews. The Knights are up by 2.
Tough to fault Cassidy Andrews on that one. That play is so tough to make. Served by Brooke Parks, just creeps over that net and deflection, and then you're trying to make that last second reaction time. Not always the easiest play.
Absolutely not. Parks puts it up again. Bartman sets it up there for Andrews. Can't get it over though. Knights up by 2 after not leading at all in that second set.
This is precisely what the Knights needed. They've had trouble as soon as the Hawks have get that lead. They've really grown it to some substantial amounts in set 1 and 2 for the Knights. Now it's time to just hold on to whatever lead possible.
Brooke Parks with the serve. Didn't start, but has played well here. Watson got it over. The Hawks are back on the board, cutting that lead to 4-2.
Watson has so much power. More often than not, she's going to power it through that initial block.
We mentioned off the top, she would be so important for that Humber front line, one of those fourth-year players for the team. That serve just barely made it over the net. That one just catches the edge of the court. Niagara up 5-2.
Haven't seen much emotion from this Niagara Knights side, but we saw some there. They're starting to realize how important these early points are.
OCAA West all-rookie Maddie Berg checking out. That one can't be controlled. The Knights are up by 4.
Cassidy Andrews, all in all, has had a pretty good day when she finds herself up at the net. A little bit of struggle, though, when she finds herself in the backcourt on those first touches.
Maya Nicholson the serve. Kept alive. Just going to be tossed back. Free ball here. Set up there. Bartman's going to put it up for Watson, excuse me. Can't control that one. Hawks back on the board.
And how dynamite is this? The old Watson to Bartman, back to Watson. They're going to get the job done more often than not. See Watson trails off towards her right side, and once again just fires it through the block.
Hawks trailing by 3 with Olivia Foley on the service line. Trying to cut into that Knights lead.
A little bit of a coming out party today for Olivia Foley.
But she puts that one right into the net. Niagara back up by 4.
A player we would see pretty sporadically last year now has been thrust into the lineup and has performed pretty admirably.
Desjardins with the serve. Bartman sets it up. Watson. Desjardins keeps it alive. Play there at the net, deflected out of bounds, and another point for Niagara.
Nice job, Anika Haberstock there. That's a tough assignment when you go up for the kill attempt and Julia Watson and Cheyenne Williams are in your face. Able to put that one off the block and touching down on the Humber side.
Desjardins, her second serve is good. Bartman setting up for Williams. Just kept alive there by Berg. Play at the net. That's gonna that made it in. Humber thought it was a point.
Yeah, I don't blame you. As soon as you see Alex Bartman pull her hands away from the ball, she's so talented. You just almost expect that ball's going out. Such good court vision and such good judgment by Bartman, but just a little bit off on that one.
And for the first time in this one, Chris Wilkins calls timeout, and he felt his team was kind of slipping away out of this third set.
Yeah, we've seen Steve Dow do it in set 1 and 2, and that lead gets to around the 6, 7, 8. That's about time to have the ladies over and have a little chit-chat. Certainly not an insurmountable lead for the Hawks, but they definitely need to make some adjustments.
The biggest lead of the game for the Knights. They're up early in this third set, really in control here. They're going to want to keep that foot on the gas pedal, trying to get things going here as we got to look at Steve Dow.
He's already collected his first 2 wins as a head coach, looking for his third. Going to be tough now with an uphill battle.
Whistle blows, and we're just about ready to get action back underway.
It'll be interesting to see. This is the first time we've seen Humber Hawks play with a deficit so far this year. They were up pretty strongly in set 1 and 2, so now let's see how the team performs with a little bit of adversity.
Yeah, let's see how they respond after that timeout. Williams, soft play at the net. She might mishandle that. Knights struggling. Chance here, Williams misses. And another point for Niagara, now up 10-3.
2 sets to Williams there and 2 missed touches. That first one off the fingertips. That one going out of bounds, not the start the Hawks were looking for coming out of that timeout.
Yeah, play there. It looked like she wanted to get that one down for the kill, but just went off fingers, as you mentioned. That was a big block of the net as Heaney couldn't get it across.
Nice work to just keep it alive.
Just tossed back there. Bartman sets it up for Watson. That's going to be good for a point.
And if you want a shift in momentum, why don't you just throw that ball over to Julia Watson, let her do her thing.
Sounds like a solid strategy. She'll get a chance at the line. Serve is good. Set up there by Taylor. Put back over the net. Barman's going to set it up now. Who's going to get it? That's Heaney. Partially blocked, but made it through. Can't get that over the net. Another point here for the Hawks, back within 5.
I saw what Montana Taylor was trying to do there. She saw some open floor. Just not enough on the touch as that one just rolled across the net.
Another chance here for Watson to serve. Crowd there by Berg. Big block of the net there. Couldn't get across with Ladowick. It's going to be tossed back. Williams, a big play there. Deflected out of bounds, and the Hawks get another point.
With the kill.
Great work by Cheyenne Williams. That was over in 2, but she was in the right position. The set was up. No need for that third touch if you find yourself in the right position.
Watson the serve once again. Just kept alive by Desjardins. Taylor sets it up. LaChapelle with it. Barman just threw it back. Almost caught the Niagara defense off guard. Barman's going to set that up there for Heaney. Just kept alive. Desjardins puts it back. Barman once again sets it up. Andrews couldn't get it across, and the Knights are once again back on the board, up 11-6.
Nice little rally there by either side, both playing some great fundamental volleyball. Like the work there by the Hawks to try to find Andrews in the back court, but just fired that one into the net.
Hawks still looking for answers down in this one. Still up 2-0 though. Williams couldn't get it across, that was blocked. LaChapelle's gonna set it up. Heaney, that goes into the net. Scramble play there by the Knights. And they can't do much with that one. Hawks back within 4.
That was a hard hit ball by Heaney. Nice work by the Knights. Just keeping it alive. But they're starting to see this lead of theirs dwindle.
Hawks still have some catching up to do. Heaney with the serve. Taylor sets that one up. Big play there, partially blocked. Hawks scrambling. Desjardins to Taylor. Put up there, big block at the net there. Parks couldn't get it across. Knights looking for answers. Bartman sets it up. Williams, soft touch, and that's another point for the Hawks.
Williams avoiding the block there, getting it down cross court. A 6-point lead for the Knights, now down to just 3.
Hawks coming back here. Heaney with the serve. It's kept up by Berg. A tough play there as Watson went down but couldn't quite dive for it.
Cheeky play. Montana Taylor going over into the Hawks, anticipating the set. Instead, she drops one in to the middle of the court. Catching the Hawks sleeping a little bit there.
Ladowick with the serve. That's way long. And another point for Humber. They're back within 3.
That's a tough service error there. You get a nice point from Montana Taylor, then you give it right back to the Hawks. That's not something you can afford to do, holding on to a slim lead at the North Campus gym.
Cheyenne Williams, a chance to serve here. Miscue there.
Can't imagine she was too happy with that touch, but as we've seen all night from Cheyenne Williams, still got a big old smile on her face.
LaChapelle checking back in for the Hawks. That one goes long. Hawks and Knights just exchanging points now.
LaChapelle returned to that backcourt and had some good communication with the rest of her back line, making sure that service turned into an error.
Bartman on the service line. She's dangerous from back there, but she can't get it over.
Last year, Bartman really was dynamite from the service line. Seems some struggles from her tonight, sent a couple long, that one into the net. I'm sure it's just something she has to hone in over the first few sets of this season.
Brooke Park with the serve, kept up. Bartman sets up for Foley, can't get it across. Hawks scramble play there, and the Knights take the point.
Great reaction time by Foley just to get a hand on that deflection. But unfortunately for the Hawks, ricochets a little too far away for Julia Watson.
Parks once again with the serve. LaChapelle keeps it up. Bartman over to Heaney, or Watson rather. That's gonna be another point here for Humber. And Adam, that ball is just magnetically drawn to you.
I don't know what to say. I guess it's time for my tryout. Until I take my first Watson spike to the chest.
Big play there. Desjardins got it across. Play at the net there by Heaney.
With the
The Hawks are
cross.
back within 3.
And for the libero of the Knights, it's going to take a lot more than one arm to stop a bullet coming off the hand of Emma Heaney.
Look like the Knights might run away with this set, but the Hawks still hanging around. Bartman keeps that one up. Play there, Watson. That's matched there by Berg. Taylor sets it up. Miscue there. They can't get it across. Would have been too many touches anyways.
Aberstock trying to punch that one over. Instead ends up going backwards on her. Hawks closing in on the Knights.
Chance here for Cassidy Andrews. Taylor sets it up. Play at the net. Hawks keep it alive. Heaney. Knights having trouble controlling it. Those have to toss it back. Free ball here. Set up there. Foley gets it over. Knights scrambling. Another free ball. Heaney, that's partially blocked, but makes it through. And the Humber Hawks are back within 1 in the 3rd set.
What a comeback highlighted by Emma Heaney. She's brought some fireworks to the net for the Hawks as we've seen her get up and make no mistake. A nice rally there by either side.
Hawks still trailing. Point here would be massive. Controlled there by Berg. Taylor's soft one there. That caught the entire Humber side off guard. Knights back up within 2.
Not the first time we've seen that tonight. Montana Taylor has really been working that play to perfection, not afraid to go over in 2. And for the Hawks, they need to have that in the back of the mind that Taylor might be coming over on that set attempt.
Yeah, Montana Taylor really a jack of all trades. No more for her assists, but can get those points as well. And the Knights with another point, reclaiming that 3-point lead.
Julia Watson going up for the spike attempt there, but all her momentum was carrying her backwards and wasn't able to really put the momentum she needed into that volleyball.
Maya Nicholson the serve. Kept alive. Watson gets a hand on that one. Returned but way long. Niagara back up by 4.
That's something we've seen a few times out of Cassidy Andrews. When it's her time for the 3rd touch in the backcourt, she really wants to bring it over with the overhand strike. Perhaps that's time for a push volley. Just give the Knights a free ball and try to recover.
Set up here by Bartman for Heaney. Deflected out of bounds by Taylor. Hawks back within 3.
And that's what power will do for you. Working right through the block, Emma Heaney. These Hawks just nipping at the heels of the Knights.
Chance here for a comeback. Olivia Foley, great on that service line. Desjardins returns it. Hawks scrambling a little bit there. Watson returns it. Free ball here for the Knights. Play at the net. And the Hawks will get the point.
Violation by the Knights, getting a little sloppy around the net. For Niagara, you've seen a few of the players on the floor look over their shoulders, checking that scoreboard. They see this lead evaporate.
Olivia Foley trying to cut that lead down to 1. Serve is up, but way long. Niagara back up by 3.
Big point here for the Knights. Putting number 20 on the board sure is a confidence booster.
Might lead to a Hawks timeout if they get it. But that one's long. And a bit of a break there for Humber.
That's not what you're looking for out of one of your better players, Natasha Desjardins, in a big moment. A service error allows the Hawks to stay in this one.
Julia Watson getting a chance at serve. Trying to get this comeback going. Just stays in. Taylor sets it up. Big block at the net. A point there for the Hawks. They're back within 1 as Haberstock couldn't get that ball across.
Haberstock putting that one into the top of the net. Likely wouldn't have gone over anyways with Bartman and Williams in position.
Served by Watson. Kept up. Taylor for Haberstock. Hawks got it. Play at the net. Net violation on the Hawks.
That one coming in right in close to the netting. Emma Heaney did all she could do, but her momentum carried her through the net.
Hawks within 2, though this third set is winding down. Niagara in the home stretch here as Haberstock gets ready to serve. Kept up there. Heaney kept alive there by Berg. Return back. It's going to deflect out. Kept alive. Watson just going to toss it over. Free ball here for the Knights. It's up there by Taylor. Big block at the net. They're trying to get an attack going. Another big block. Taylor just throws it off. Bartman sets it up. Who's going to get it? It's Watson. Can't be returned. Humber back within 1. A massive point there after a pretty crazy rally.
Yeah, that's a long rally. You got to go back a few possessions, but all the credit has to go by Bartman. You saw her head out almost into the bleachers trying to recover that ball as it went well past the out-of-bounds zone. That would have been a Knights point if it wasn't for Bartman getting out there.
Knights getting the point on that one, though, as Heaney puts that one in the net. Went off the wrong part of her hand.
And for the Knights, number 11, Alexis Barclay.
Both teams just exchanging points here. Going to be tight right up to the finish.
Hawks need this point. Put up there by Barclay. Big play there. That's going to land in. A massive kill there by Cassidy Andrews.
Andrews getting it done. She's been a little bit hit or miss tonight, but when she's found herself up in that front court, she's made good work more often than not.
Anna Petkoff checking into this one for the first time. Hawks showing off their depth. Serve is up and good. Nice scrambling a little bit. Free ball here. Set up there. Nice play there by Foley. Just kept up. Taylor tries to set up. Toss back once again. Another chance here. Bartman sets it up for Foley. It's in. Hawks have stormed back to tie it up at 21.
We're going to have a race to 4 as Olivia Foley bangs one off the block. And what a comeback, down by 6 at one point. The Hawks all tied up in set 3.
This third set going down to the wire. We got a service error there. Knights reclaiming that 1-point lead.
Service errors are always so important, but in a tight game like this, as we're heading towards the finish line, certainly can't afford any more of those.
Montana Taylor. Big serve here. Can't get that one across. Back-to-back service errors. We're still tied this time at 22.
This third set on the line, maybe both sides tighten it up a little bit, realizing what's on the line. Back-to-back service errors.
Before it was the race to 4, now the race to 3. Don't look back, but Alex Bartman on the line. Great serve there. Set up. Soft play at the net. That's a net violation against the Hawks.
Wasn't quite sure who, but one of the Hawks' feet just trickling past under the net. Referee with a close eye.
Yeah, that's a no-no here in volleyball. Brooke Parks. Serve is good. Play at the net, Foley. That's long. This is gonna be a set point here for the Knights, up by 2.
Knights were out of position there. Not a bad idea by Foley trying to find the back court. Push it just a little bit long though, as we'll have a timeout.
Chris Wilkins using his second timeout of the set. All these sets have basically been kind of the same, with one team leading for a good chunk of it, although this one, Niagara leading as opposed to Humber. Trying to hang on to this one. A lot tighter down the stretch than those other two.
Time for the Knights to take a deep breath. They got to get 1 before the Hawks can get 2. With the coaching staff, the caliber of the Hawks, more often than not, you see them coming out pretty strong out of a timeout.
Not many words need to be said there. Hawks players ready to take back that court.
And with this set on the line, I wouldn't expect the ball to go to anybody else but Julia Watson. 143 kills last year.
Trying to add a few more to that total. Brooke Park's serve is good. Bartman's gonna set it up. Who's gonna get it? It's Andrews. He's gonna flutter out of bounds into the scorer's table. Hawks back within 1. And what a third set we got here.
Oh, is this point ever gonna be fun?
Haley Henderson checking into this one. She'll serve.
Hawks trying to tie it up here and head to deuce.
Serve is good. Kept up there by Berg. Play at the net, just kept alive. Foley for Heaney. Berg calls for it. Desjardins puts it in, just kept up. Set up here, Watson's just gonna toss it back. Free ball here. Set up by Desjardins, it's over, blocked. Oh my. Desjardins puts it over again, another block. And we're tied at 24.
You're invited.
Timeout called here by Niagara. What a crazy back and forth set we've been witnessing.
Chris Wilkins is fired up, and so are the rest of the ladies. At one point down 9-3, now a 24-24 set. A team's got to win by 2, and the way this set's been going, it might take a while.
We might be here for a few hours, the way this one's been going.
A game of runs, as always, are these volleyball matches, and the Hawks going on a pretty fine one right there.
And usually that first team to go on that big run takes it, but Niagara unable to do it at least in that opening stretch. Humber storming back. We're down by as much as 6. As the men's team enters the gym ready for their game.
Steve Dow trying to have some words of encouragement for the ladies. A pretty disappointing start there to, like you said, try to gain that early lead, and more often than not, you'll see teams maintain that. But give a lot of credit by the Hawks here. The first time this season they found themselves playing from behind, and they were able to get their shovel and dig out of the hole.
Haley Henderson trying to finish the job here. Kept alive by Berg. Set up there. Play at the net, just fluttered over. Bartman keeps it alive. LaChapelle gets it there. Chance here. Desjardins, that's blocked. And a play there, point there, excuse me, for the Hawks, and they're in the driver's seat now. Niagara taking their second timeout.
And the Hawks now on the verge of victory. 60-second timeout for Steve Dow and the Niagara Knights. Hanging on by their fingernails.
Not what they expected with the way they started this third set. Not out of it yet by any stretch of the imagination, though. For the Hawks, they got to be pretty happy. 1 point away from a 3-0 sweep of the Niagara Knights to start off their 2019-2020 campaign.
Trying to start it out with a W. A point here would make it a 3-set sweep.
Hawks go into Mohawk on Saturday for a date with the Mountaineers at 6. And off for a week. November 10th, they'll go into rival Sheridan. And back at home on the 15th versus last year's OCAA gold medal winners and the CCAA bronze medal winners, Fanshawe Falcons.
A tough test coming into the gym for both sides, the women and men's facing off against those Fanshawe Falcons.
Of course, the men lost in that gold medal game right here in this gym. It's up here by the Knights. Hawks trying to finish this one off. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. Just gets it through, and that's the game.
Break out the brooms. It's
Hawks
a Hawks
taking
sweep.
a crazy third set. 26-24. It took a little bit longer than we thought. And they end up taking this game 3 sets to nothing.
Those first 2 sets are exactly what you expect out of a Humber women's volleyball team. That third set maybe shows a little bit of the identity of this year's club. This women's volleyball program do not play from behind. They are winners through and through. They have gone undefeated for over 7 years. And for this new team to come in here, try to close out a sweep, find yourself down 6 points early in a set, and just maintaining the focus, maintaining the play, and coming back to win it, that tells you all you need to know about the 2019-2020 Humber women's volleyball team.
It's going to be a great team to watch
Your
this year. We
Hawks
talked about
player of the game is
that
number
155
5,
game
Emma
streak.
Heaney.
As we announce, player of the game, excuse me, Emma Heaney, well deserved for her. We had that 155 game win streak. Why can't this be game number 1 of another streak of 156, right?
No better time to start than now. A whole new identity for Chris Wilkins and this Humber Hawks squad.
And that will do it for us at HSN. For myself, Andrew Malani, my broadcasting partner, Adam Lucia, and the rest of us here, thank you, and join us here pretty soon for the men's game.
Good call, buddy.